creation up. In other words, people who thought the Bible's not true, and they've been taught that you determine truth by autonomous human reason. So what we want to do is get out there and change it back foundationally. In other words, the purpose of this place is to disseminate massive amounts of information that basically have been censored by the secular humanists and evolutionists. See, those protesters out the front gate there, they want this information censored. They don't want people to hear it. They don't want people to hear other views. What are they frightened about? We're not worried about people hearing both views. We have right here in this room teaching about those views. They're scared of people getting this information. We're not scared because we know that when you understand it correctly and you critically analyze it, that real science confirms the Bible anyway. So we're not worried.
Just one question. During the first Republican debate among the 10 candidates, we said that in fact they did not believe in evolution. How did you receive this information, that kind of validation of your work?
I'll tell you what it says to me. Because we've been able to disseminate a lot of information through the biblical creation movement around the world. And I don't know exactly what those candidates meant by putting their hand up or anything like that. The very fact it was asked, a question about creation evolution was asked at a debate of these presidential candidates tells you it's a hot button issue. And it really is a hot button issue. It's a foundational issue. It's a very emotional issue. Because you see, we're not a result of natural processes, and there is a God who created us, and we're accountable to that God. I mean, how do you determine what's right and what's wrong? How do you determine the truth? You see, up above us, there's a plane flying around. The secular humanists that hide a plane, and they're quoting the Bible, by the way, "Thou shalt not lie," and they're flying around over the museum. Well, if they don't believe in God, there's no absolute authority. How can they talk about truth and lie? Who determines what's true and what's not? It's just their opinion. It's just subjective. And so you see, it's a very emotional issue because it has to do with who you are, the purpose and meaning of life. And the fact that the last of the presidential candidates at that debate tells you that people know out there that this is a foundational issue.
You have been in this line, if I may say so, for quite a long time, like this. Do you think that your message is really kind of being mainstream message now, much more than it was 10 years ago?
Oh, absolutely. Because we've been able to disseminate a lot of information through the biblical creation movement around the world. Look at the response of the people here. People coming today, thousands of people, they're making a statement. And the statement they're making is we want the world to know that we are going to make a stand, and it's about time we have a place like this. And I think, in America, Christians are tired of being beat down. They're tired of the battles they've lost in regard to the abortion issue or other moral issues, 10th Commandment issue, or whatever. They're tired of being beat down, and at last we have a place that can stand in the authority of God's word and use mainstream science and making a statement to the world. And as we say right at the beginning of our Men in White program in the theatre, it says the beginning. As we say to people, you haven't seen anything yet. You wait till Christians start to rally around this place. They see this as a rallying point. And it's not just going to be in America, it's going to be around the world. You're going to see people wanting to build places like this all around the world.
Thank you very much.
Okay, can I just ask you the same thing as before you were watching me? It was very good. I'm sorry for that. It wasn't pretty good answer.
I probably might give the same answer twice.
So what do you think sort of validation to your claim to like this candidate, three of them saying yes, we're not believing anymore in Darwin?
When you have someone asking the presidential candidates at a debate about the creation evolution issue, you know it's a hot issue, and it is. It's a foundational issue. And it's a foundational issue because the culture war, up until that culture war in America, is a war between Christian morality and moral relativism. Foundationally, it's really a battle between the Bible and autonomous human reason. But that's really the creation evolution issue. That's what it's all about. Because you see, if we're a result of natural processes that Darwin proposed, that there's no God, then there's no basis for morality. Who determines right and wrong? If you're just an animal and you're a result of natural processes, then who are you? What's the purpose and meaning in life? When you die, that's it. You won't even know you ever here. I don't even know why the evolutionists bother fighting the creationists, because those who believe there's no God, when they die, they don't even believe that they'll remember anything or know anything, so what's the point anyway? That's a spiritual issue, that's the whole point. It really is. But if there's a God who created us, and it's the God of the Bible, we're accountable to him. We have a basis for right and wrong. See, that's why the Christians believe marriage is one man for one woman. It's not just an opinion, it's because the history of the Bible is true. God made the first marriage, one man, one woman. The creation evolution issue is really foundational to that culture war. And the culture war doesn't really exist just in America. It's all over the world. Even though across Europe, spiritually, Christianity is fairly dead. But still, there's the same culture war there. It's just that the secular, humanist, moral, relativistic worldview is sort of pervaded much of Europe. But if you look at it, foundations rooted in that same battle, because Darwinian evolution is pervading Europe as it's pervaded all over the world.
And these people, so for you it means something that so many things? Something?
Absolutely. There were 500 people lined up before the doors opened from 31 states and 2 Canadian provinces. And if you've been outside, you'll know that it's double, quadruple. In fact, right now we're parking cars at remote parking lots. There's so many people coming in. Christians are excited in this nation. They've been beat down far too long in the public. And, they've lost many battles from a human perspective in regard to the Ten Commandment issue and so on. And this place is making a statement. They see it as a rallying point, and it really is. It's a rallying place for Christians, because we're not just saying the Bible's true, we're saying the Bible's true, and we can defend it, and we can use real mainstream science, and we can show that Darwinian evolution is not true. This really is a point of really pulling the world to say we're making a statement as Christians. It's about time we made a statement as Christians.